Well, we're going to go ahead and head it over to the side.
Hashtag.
All right, no, none of that. We're going to get out of here immediately. We do have Sadakist and Henry G. Take it away, boys.
I like how Stunna has actually been standing up for like the last 20 seconds of the Zest segment, just being like, I got to get the hell out of here. Like,
It's all falling apart. People are in bed. Things are going on. But either way, Matthew, we do have the first map of this best of three. Yes, these two teams have played before, and it was actually big with the Lagia stand-in that bested Mousesports. But remember, we have to take a pinch of salt. Voxic had one of his career worst performances in that best of one. I don't think that's going to happen again.
And he turned it around in the next matchup that they had. Kerrigan starts it against Tizian with a deagle. And speaking of Lagia and his contributions yesterday, guess who it was that killed him immediately after with a headshot from the USB? None other than the man himself. He's on the top of the stairs. He'll watch Palace. Bomb is going to come out from that position. I say he's going to watch it. They're actually going to play retake on A, so he left to probe middle, and at that exact second is when they went on the site. Tabson. Chris J knows he's there. He may not even go back through spawn. He may actually just try and hold mid, see if he can get back to connector at this point in time. And Tabson chasing him down is actually buying space.
You're absolutely right there. Chris Jade is toying with them now as he makes his way towards middle. They are going to be aware of his presence, but look at him hunting for Tabson at this stage. Very important kill. If they're going to stand a chance, they have to find it, which they will. Retake has to begin right now, but Frozen, such a great position. He's done so much damage here. Headshots are plenty. They have no idea. They're not even looking at him, Matt.
That's very impressive. Tabson tapping. Mousesports with the round. No way he gets back into it at this point. He might want to just save the armor. He'll back away. Kills with the USB. That'll do too. He'll get Rops. Voxic gets him. And you said it. It was not one to write home about for him in the first game. I actually was on the elevator with Frozen this morning.
Okay.
He was, I think, over to the practice room. And he's 17. He's young. You could tell that him and I have never met. We'd never spoken. He kind of gave a friendly, like, oh, yeah, hi. I guess you're at this event. I guess I'm at this event.
Yeah.
You know, like one of those, like, I'm here now.
We're in the elevator.
And I just said, hey, man, like, how's the team? And he went, oh, it's great. It's much better than playing in Czech Republic. And I meant, yeah, that's cool, but I meant, like, how's the team with Kerrigan and the new? He said, you know what? I think we can beat top teams already. Like, we're going to need time, but we're doing pretty good.
They have got much better since that first outing against this very team, turning some heads for sure. But round two might be a little bit more problematic because the Deagle and Armor combos come out. This is a force buy from Big. You can see pretty much Deagles across the board, apart from Godby's 5-7 there. Mousesports taking a very slow round. It will be a B split eventually. You can see nothing towards A. It means they have to operate up towards short in the next 10 seconds or so. They'll be dropping the smokes right now, start going towards short and meeting their teammates who are currently in the apartments. So can't really wait around too much longer. Need to get the skates on, and they make their move now. Kerrigan will hold the connector, making sure they can't get shot in the back, while his teammates will indeed make their way towards B.
It'll be Chris J that leads the way in first on the MAC-10, but next on the Deagle slipped out.
Ooh.
Snuck out as he was jumping in. Tabson followed that up with the Deagle of his own. He's gone down, so too is Godby. So too is Rops, though. Could not get the distance and the damage done with the UMP. He's left the bomb in an awkward spot, but Frozen will pick it up.
He didn't have to commit to that frag, especially the UMP. Actually gave Lagia a whole clip of Deagle to take him down. But either way, still a 2 versus 2. Tizian, he's coming up from short. Molotov, he'll be able to get past that no problem. Frozen seems to be aware of it. We'll see if he is going to be detected now.
Tizian waiting with the Deagle. Yes, sir. Finds Frozen. He was low HP. Thought he was going to react faster to Kerrigan because he just killed Lagia, but didn't quite look into the corner in time, and that gave Kerrigan the advantage. He'll grab the AK. It's the only gun they bring across, though, so 2-0, but a very closely contested round from Big.
Oof, you can see the coach of Big, Kakafu, not looking too happy with that one. It was on a knife's edge, came down to the 1v1. Deagles did fantastic work, but as we usually say on the CT side, it's almost in vain because you have to take the full eco afterwards. Mousesports have a clean run of 5 players surviving this round. So a gutting one to give up 3-0 very likely at this stage. Frozen with the UMP, Galil for Chris J, rest of them on AKs, much faster around here. They've got a bit more freedom to hunt for these frags. See Chris J, bit of a Mirage specialist. He'll be hunting towards that connector. He spotted the shoulder of Lagia. A little bit of damage inflicted, and now going in for the kill. Going to get full control of the connector.
Voxic already in there, though, with Chris. So that control yields, well, many things. Access to the A site, the entrance from the front because they've killed off the 2 of the back lines.
3 kills.
And then Frozen just has to hold off against Godby. 3 kills.
Yeah.
From that one move.
Lovely work. Well, that was the eco, and now this is where the game really begins. Here we have it. 2 teams looking to progress. Best of 3 once more. And Big will bring out the AWP. Now, we've talked about this a lot. Obviously, they are certainly plugging holes on the Big side. They're not just putting Legia in Zantares' positions. They've had to move the whole operation around. I got to chat to them last night. So they're having to move everyone around. So obviously, that's really far from ideal.
It's a lot of pressure on Gobby.
Yeah. So they have been working on it, but we haven't seen them play Mirage. At least we haven't. So interested to see how this one works out. Tabson has looked much stronger on his rifles than the AWP. He's looked almost god tier with the rifles. AWP's been okay. It's just when the amount of impact he can have with the rifles, you do want to see more of that. But who else would pick up the AWP? Legia's had a go with it. We'll see if that comes out eventually, that double AWP setup. Holding very slowly right now. It's going to be Mousesports trying to bait out some utility, wait for any sort of aggression. Tizian considering it at the A ramp, but Robs waits patiently.
See if the patience yields anything at all. Legia. Set and ready. AWP to his left. It's going to back off. Tabson checks Palace in the meantime. They may have been able to hear that scope from the bottom and made it. Would have been on about the threshold, I think. Legia hears or senses the jump. Gobby actually got the shot from Catwalk. That's where the information came from. But now the information is to respond by taking the A site by force. The front, the cave.
Tabson's got the AWP. They're still in this round, the CTs, with the bombs being planted now. Starting to struggle. Frozen. Very good shot from him. That's towards the connector. Removes the AWP. And Gobby, sure, he's got 2 frags this round, but that's probably all he's going to find. 10 HP. His teammates fall. Mousesports have won the round. Lost bonus starting to really rack up now. Be a maximum for Big after this one, but it'll be Gobby just saving the org. No chance of going for the retake whatsoever. A little bit frustrating for them, even after getting the opening pick as well. As Mousesports boosting by the connector, looking towards short. Gobby, nice shot. Legia gives them the information, but at that point, all the kills fall apart. It was actually Tizian waiting at the A ramp, like we saw. He's in the corner ready for them. Close range duel. Couldn't get a single one. The flashbangs from Mousesports were very effective for those close range positions. And they'll keep 3 players up, and Carrigan has found the AWP for Mr. Voxic. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And they've bought another
double. No, this doesn't surprise me. TSM days, Carrigan, this map, window.
Sure, but T side?
Yeah, actually, I just realized what I was saying.
Yeah.
That's CT side. That this is T side still.
Yeah, that you've already picked up an AWP. That's either miscommunication. They've got something mad up their sleeves here. That's just not usual.
And they're going to give it to Chris instead of Carrigan. They do have a lot of op potential on this team.
Yep.
Carrigan's teams always do, just because he can pick it up as well every now and then.
Sure.
Chris and Oscar was an incredible setup. Now we've got Voxic and Chris. Yeah, yeah. I don't know why you pick up 2. You could be right. He grabbed it and saved it, and before that was registered, yeah, the other guy already bought.
Just for anyone who's unaware, 2 AWPs on the CT side, absolutely fine. You will not really see any top teams, and maybe apart from Dust 2, the occasional train pick up double AWPs. It's not really a thing, so maybe we can investigate that later. Round 5 here. CT's not fully invested. This is what we call a partial buy. Just getting 5.7s armor, a little bit of utility around the org. Certainly possible to win these rounds. No real stack coming in, but they have got a couple of players towards the connector. One of the A round, that's Tizian once more. And it's the exact same setup, really. Mousesports slow default at the start, but they are rotating now over towards the A side. They'll probably go for the full A execution. You've all seen it before. Smokes towards the steps, jungle, CT Spore, Molotov towards Shadow. Maybe Sandwich as well, flash over, and just use the buddy system. As Tabson trades out a frag on Carrigan. It's up to Tizian now to find the next, but he's taken down.
He didn't even fire a shot back. Came in on him so fast. He went to react to the tracers, and the second one emerged. That is
quite the gap.
Madonna's teeth.
Nice.
Rops is just going to wait underneath of it because they've given themselves a real problem if Tabson's Deagle gets to fire in freely from that position. So instead, spin plant to make sure no one from CT can fire. There's the Deagle from Tabson. Is he aware? There's a second on the site. He is now. Spot's frozen. Rops is still waiting in Sandwich. Flash will just be an annoyance at this point. There is no kit. Nex has armor, but he's dead. So that didn't do him any good, did it?
Certainly not. Tabson, 2 kills to his name. No armor, of course. He might be able to get another one here. There's a low HP Rops.
I like how he let him walk out. Yeah, keep coming.
Yeah, just trying to make this as expensive as possible. He's done a good job so far. Frozen, hungry for the frag. He'll get it. No problem there whatsoever. And we get into a 5-0 situation on the T side. And Matt, I have to say, Mousesports for me, after seeing the map pulls, is 2-0 all day long. I think they've looked so impressive since that initial best of one.
And that was when they lost to Big.
Yeah.
It was 16-14. They had a bit of a comeback late. They had a really poor start. You mentioned Voxic as well. It's crazy that best of one, although both teams now find themselves in the lower bracket, if you win that and then you stay on the high side of the bracket, it's just a crazy aspect of how quickly you can get through versus how much you have to grind on the bottom. So.
And there's the single orb now on the T side. So that's questions been answered. Get rid of that secondary orb. Absolutely so. Voxic is burning though. Oh, it must have been blind. He'll help himself to a kill. Next that is, but it's traded out very quickly. Chris, his Krieg, a bit of a calling card of his play now. The B bomb side is actually completely open. It's Tabson who now has to rotate in towards the window and try and get some intel here, but it's actually fine. No one has committed. But he's not 100% sure. He won't know if they made it past just yet. Well, last thing next door, Chris was right there at the mouth of the bomb site. So he's going to call for a rotation over. God B's going to join him in the B site. Go investigate, perhaps. We have got Robs waiting on A ramp. And it's Tizian. This time a much deeper angle for him. He's played twice at the A ramp. He's going to be in CT spawn now.
Molotov, jungle. Rops waits, Kerrigan jumps. Op shot from Chris does not land, but it keeps firing at the ticket booth. Tizian doesn't want to move. He's going to rather be forced to do so now with the Molotov going through. That still would have gone. And Spewed did it not. It fully was caught by the smoke. So they have the position still and the flash back in. Tizian's able to use it. He'll catch Kerrigan trying to retreat to Firebox.
Lots of damage there towards CT spawn. Frozen with a chance on Godby towards the window. 4 versus 3, the first advantage Big have had. But the bomb is planted. It's getting to the halfway mark as well. And players like Robs are still alive. Legia's got a duel. Frozen, he's actually managed to do it. 4 versus 2 now, but still a lot of work to do. Robs defending the bomb. Gets the first headshot. 3 versus 1 for Chris J. Diffuse coming in with no kits in, man. Chris J, he actually had a say in this one. The diffuse will come in, Legia, just hoping he can survive here. I feel like Chris could have done something about that. 1 kill just to make it a little bit chaotic, but they win the round. And that's fine by Chris J. Like, it was unlikely he was going to win. There was just a chance, is my point, without the kits there. But Big, with a little bit of success, managing to keep 3 players alive. Now they get a strong buy, and we'll see if they can keep it up.
Despite the scoreline, or in spite of the scoreline, Tabson is on 7. He's only 1 behind Rops, who leads the way. But Tabson being assertive early and getting kills early is an encouraging sign for Big, because he was on the bottom a couple of times in this event. Yesterday, notably, when they lost their second map, and second map of the 3. They won 2-1, obviously, in the series. And at the opener as well, he was not very far up the leaderboard. So Kerrigan finds Tizian. That'll start it off on an entry to A. Smoke's already down. Taps it again as a gap. They've got to fix. Okay, that's the boost. That one tends to happen a little more. It looked like he was still on the ground when we first snapped to him. So that's going to happen. And it's going to work. Chris will get taken down. You can throw that smoke slightly deeper on top of the stairs, but a lot of players don't identify that one quite so easily.
Well, another 3 versus 3 here. Tabson finding all the kills on the CT side. It's Rops on the apartments, and actually inside the palace itself, there'll be another player there as well. This is looking very good for Mousesports. CTC need to be careful as Robs starts to dismantle them. That's a great shot, even better from next now as Kerrigan, he is dropped, and now it's up to Voxic. Got to stay alive at this stage. All he has to do, that's going to be round victory, because you don't need to peek now. You know he's off the bomb, and Tabson goes down. Great stuff from Voxic. That's more like it from him.
Yeah,
that's the kind of plays we want to see.
Much, much better. 4 kills only, but that was a big round. Even hit Tabson afterwards when they went for the duel, when he checked the bomb. So not much yet purchased, but there is money there. They're going to go for the scout even on the CT set. Scout pistols. So they're going to try and save their money a little bit deeper. I think you could have forced into this, because what are we going to be at for bonus? No, we're only going to be... yeah, you're going to go from... What am I saying? You're going to go back from 29. You're going to be at 3,400 again. So yeah, I think you could have gone a little more into this, but they'll save for ops next round. Yeah,
probably the double orb setup. That's quite standard.
Yeah, usually. If you're going to buy this or save when you have this much money and want to buy that aggressively, you usually want 2 ops.
They'll probably pick one of the orbs, maybe Legia in towards B, and then just have Tabson as the mobile kind of fragger, just more dynamic. We'll see if that comes through.
Haven't seen a lot of B activity this game so far. No. 1 round, I think, went over there. Kerrigan takes down Tizian. Tabson, he still waits with the Deagle. Legia's got the scout. He was fairly efficient with it yesterday.
That was the day of the coaches, though.
Day of the coaches. Is that what you're calling it?
Yeah.
The dawn of the
something
coaches.
was in the water. It was an odd one.
Both Serbian as well.
Yep.
Conspiracy. I'm smelling it a mile off. Tabson's going to go on this. Oh, they're not checking it. There's a smoke. Did you see him? Yeah, he did. He did. Oh, it doesn't matter if you saw him because Legia's got the shot on Voxic as well. And there's an AK picked up. Good response from Rops.
And all 3 kills out of nowhere.
The fact that they were actually able to get Kerrigan, who ran out desperately to take him down, he did spot his shoulder, made it a little interesting. But now 7-1. Here comes the double ups.
It should be. Doesn't have to. But that's what I'd imagine with that sort of passive buy in the last.
Really sad that I was in the bathroom and missed the little skit with Chris J.
Oh, it was actually pretty epic.
Yeah?
Yeah, Guardian came in a full cosplay, like police outfit. It was kind of insane.
Wow.
It's like a crime noir setting as well, like black and white.
Guardian cosplay, black and white.
Yeah, it was all sorts of fun.
Now I'm really upset I missed it.
Okay, taps in with the AWP. We're looking for the second on potentially Legia. Tizian can pick it up as well. We've seen that a few times. And God B, actually. He had a bit of a spell towards the tail end of 2018 where he was using it quite a lot. See if they do go for it. I haven't seen it yet. They're not going to. It's going to be 4 AUGs.
So they saved for the AUGs.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to get just M4s and whatnot.
7-1 on the T side. It's looking very good for Mousesports. Legia. AUG looking towards A ramp. They're going to have 2 players once again in towards that connector. Chris J has got very deep towards the end of B. Waiting for anyone to jump up. It's a much closer angle. We've got a better chance of hitting that shot.
Into the window. Interesting Molotov bottom side of connector means they can't peek. Legia buys himself a little bit of space. It also turns Kerrigan attention firmly toward him, and he fires back given that he's blind. Anticipating a push when he had teammates to watch the same position does give away information, and he'll have to fall back inside of the tunnel below.
Well, they're setting up now for a B attack. We can see one player in the form of Rops holding A. So he has an option now. He can either be the bait towards the A side, or he can be the backstab. I would say it's probably the former at this stage, as his 4 teammates are ready to go in towards B. Does Rops make his way up and try and force a rotation? It looks like he's quite static as they make their way in, so he'll be the one catching them in the back. But it might not be there because there's a couple of kills coming in for Big. Make it 3. Next looking very strong here in the B bomb side. Taps and should be able to get this kill, no problem. There it is, and that is going to be round. So Robs was going for the big backstab play. He was hoping the bomb would be planted at this stage. Even if the bomb was down, he'd have a chance to win the 1 of 3, but the fact it's not, he's just going to have to hold and give it up. And they seem to know exactly where he is. They've got his number. And he's running out of time. There it is. Final kill coming in. Nice idea from Mousesports. Has needed a bomb down. 1 more trade would have done it. But a solid defense from Big. Next, getting a couple of kills. Tabson continuing his good form. His AWP is looking sharp today. Like to see that. And he's got a decent spawn as well. So we did say he'll be a bit more dynamic and assertive considering the circumstances. It'll be a looser Big than what you're normally going to be seeing. He can go towards the Palace area right now, see if he can get that opening kill. That's certainly an option, or go straight to the connector. We'll see what he's going to do. Actually, holding defensively as Mousesports gets set up for a fast approach here. Legia goes down, and they're going to pounce on that connector. It's got B to go down to the hands of Kerrigan.
Tabson still waits to see if they will emerge again from inside of the connector position. Foxic. Ooh, that's a dead next. In case anyone was wondering, that's what they look like.
Yeah.
So the fact that they get a second round is fine. It's only going to knock them back down to 2,900 on the bonus, and the unfortunate part is they just can't convert multiple rounds. The good news is that if this was the previous money system, they would be in a much worse position.
It's still an eco, I would say, considering they've got 3 players beneath 4,000. It'll be another like, Deagle armor. Like Big are actually very good at that. They're quite disciplined. They don't force into these situations. Let's see if they do. Maybe they feel like it's desperate enough at this point. I am seeing 5.7s and Deagles being purchased right now. And another scout. So, yep, another conservative approach here. Rops anything but as he dismantles the air defense there. Tabson's AWP completely destroyed. Smokes towards the window area. Molotovs in towards connector. faster devo here from Mousesports. In a great spot, looking much better. 8-2 to their name.
Yeah, good start. Much better start than when they played big the first time.
Well, they
Much different map as well.
They looked so caged in that first game.
I mean, that was their first game on
Yeah,
LAN.
exactly. That's a good point.
And to the point that I will agree, yes, okay, you should be beating a team with a stand-in at this level. It was their very first game on LAN, and it was a best of one. And in that best of one, they made it close despite the very poor start, which showed that they were just adjusting and fitting in, and now they look like they're rolling.
Yep, I totally agree. And we've got next final player. This is looking like a very one-sided affair. Mousesports, obviously very different lineup from 2018, but historically, players like Rops, Chris J, they love this map. It was one of the absolute best, but obviously a very different team. Carrigan, no stranger to it either. Got the mighty Orpa Voxic. It's a nice little package, this team. They've got lots of star power here and one of the most decorated in-game leaders you can imagine. So it's got a lot of potential, this squad.
Does have a lot of potential. I'm going to put emphasis on two things. One, Frozen, how well he develops as a player. Lots of skill, it seems. And two, the consistency of Voxic for me is going to be something we scrutinize. Has to be something we scrutinize for them. Considering he's replacing Oscar, in effect. And Oscar was so damn good last year. Rops is another player who could find new heights again for a third straight season, third straight year. He gets the entry to start it off on the A site. Tizian's still waiting down by the smoke on A main, realizes he's got to back off because they're working out Palace. They've already got connector, and they're in front of him still. Where can he possibly go?
It's so rough for him. He didn't do anything wrong. He's just been absolutely wrecked. His teammates are dropped, and he's got 4 different angles to watch. 4 versus 2, another save here for Big, and this has been a very fast first half. I'm not sure they'll get much more rounds in 2. It seems like they're just getting destroyed in the 1v1 duels. The timing to Mousesports look really spot on. Simple execution, working together. They've had the rounds they have lost is where they've overthought it. There's when they've tried to do a fake or have a player backstabbing. When they stick together as a 5-man unit, that's when they're actually taking Big down quite convincingly. I think that's the best way forward for them.
Yeah, Kerrigan's plan. Well, it's another round, 10-2. And we'll take a little sweaty, I would say jog, but let's not exhaust ourselves too much here. I'm not in the greatest shape. A little walk through my memory. I'm buying myself time here.
What are you up to?
What's map 2 again? There it is. It's Inferno. It is the same one that they played before. I thought so. I just didn't want to say it without being true, you know. No alternative facts here.
That's a good point. We like to be totally accurate. So then, here's the opening kill. So Tabson, I do feel for him. I can see his mentality right now. He feels like he's got to take this game into his own hands and start finding his opening kills and start challenging every single angle. And yes, if he's having an electrifying game, that can work. But if he starts losing his confidence, he starts going down to rifles like that, not only are the team going to feel uncomfortable, he's not going to perform as well. And he's had some decent rounds, but when you go down like that, it can rock your confidence somewhat. And as they go back to rifles here, money starting to run thin, even with the maximum loss bonus. Carrigan, some fancy footwork out of the apartments there, and it looks like this is a good round for Big, actually. They've done damage to Chris J, they've got a good setup here, and it's a 5 versus 3. Surely this one goes in favor of the Germans.
Rosen's waiting to wrap around. Rops already has. He's got in the front side of the window, Legia with nowhere to hide. Go right. You're out in front of Rops where he passed away anyway. And if you go left, you go to the bench where Frozen already was. Voxic's waiting for the flank. Tizian's down. They've gotten 2 kills in this, and that almost seems surprising. Good read from Frozen, because that was just a walk inside of the site. It seemed like they were getting everything. Where did those 2 kills even have time to come in?
That's one of the most basic approaches you'll have. Carrigan, he saw an opportunity, flashed himself in, took enough space away for his teammates to follow it up. They lost the first 2 kills, but there's so much skill and talent within this Mousesport stable that you can see Rops. He's had one of the best tournaments I can think of. Like the other games apart from the first one, he's looked really fantastic. He's 16-6 right now. And we're going into round number 14. That's pretty unreal. As the 5-7s and the Save Dogs will do what they can. As Carrigan will go once again. This time finding the first kill. They know where Tizian is as he desperately scrambles back towards Shadow, but he's going down.
Chris with the Krieg. That smoke, I need to watch who's throwing it.
You're right. There's too many gaps there, isn't there? It's just like you might not realize it, but you forgot the lineup by 1 pixel, you know, like or 1 marking on the wall, it can make all the difference.
Well, it's clearly showing.
But
they recognize that at least if
Yeah.
there was a second smoke down, does mean, okay, you got to have the second smoke, or it's a waste of one you would have used in the post plant. Justified. But
Yeah.
the point is, at least they have noticed that they're missing it. So
That's true.
sometimes teams keep throwing it over and over again because they never actually recognize it.
Yeah.
So hopefully they can fix it fast enough. Rops out on catwalk finds scurrying players running, trying to save 12-2. Even with those missed smokes, doesn't seem to matter much.
It's just pug mode now for Mousesports. That is saying, like, a bomb site, couple of smokes. Carrigan jump in first. Let's get him.
I mean, it is going to be very simple from the start for Mousesports.
Yeah.
You're going to see a lot of standard executions, nothing overly complicated or creative. First, you've got to build a foundation, the fundamentals, get those right. Then you can start putting holes in the walls and adding some doorways and windows.
Mm-hmm. And it's the final round now.
They call me Bob the Builder.
I was going to say. And Voxic will be holding the AWP towards the A round, trying to get those players jumping across. There was a chance there, but this might be the flash attack. 3 players out of the Palace area. Flash does go in, and they're going to try and spread out frags. They're doing much better than that, Matt. Couple of kills coming forward, and Carrigan has looked sharp with his aim today. I have to say, it's Tabson looking to save the day at the steps position. Looks like he's good for 1 frag at least. Oh, but he's completely flash. He's done damage. Good for 1.5 kills. Also shotgun at that range. It's ambitious. I love it. And it will be a 3 versus 1 now. Godby on the orb.
The smoke Godby actually did pick up.
You got one?
Yeah, the one, the bomb as well, but it gets picked up. That's not a problem. I think Kerrigan flashed everyone because he turned around after he threw it. And I think he probably called that he saw one at the top of the stairs, but then forgot to say, oh, by the way, I threw a flash too. So
Watch out, boys.
yeah,
That's a wild one.
bit of a doozy. Well, it's drops to close it out 13-2, and what a half it was from Mousesports. Not so much from Big.
Not so much at all. Mousesports are standing tall. We'll see if they can close it out. I'm sure they will after this break, ladies and gentlemen.
On my own, when you spill that rum and coke on my t-shirt, yeah, your eyes made it difficult to get my baby. And the next thing I knew, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. Ooh, you give me that high-pitched feel, baby. We shared a cigarette by East Versailles. The way you looked at me, couldn't say goodbye. And whatever you did to make it stop, 'cause baby, you make me feel something. And the next thing I knew, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. Ooh, you give me that high-pitched feel, baby. We shared a cigarette by East Versailles. The way you looked at me, couldn't say goodbye. And whatever you did to make it stop, 'cause baby, you make me feel something.
Well, a dominant start from Mousesports. If they wanted to send a message for losing the best of one at the opening of this event to Big, they certainly have so far. I'm sure they'd love to just wrap this up and move on to Inferno, where they can get direct revenge.
I think Big will be happy with that as well. Just get it out the way, and let's move on to Inferno, a map where they look a lot more promising, I have to say. We'll see, though, if they can win the pistol convincingly, maybe get the 3-0, could be something to say. But on the T side, I'm not so sure. If it was the other way around, I'd say on the CD side, maybe there's a chance, but let's get into it. Big will have 3 sets of armor. They've got 1 smoke, couple of flashes, the Molotov. It's always quite technical when Big are on the server. Chris J looking for the initial kill towards middle. That's where Tizian is. And they're heading towards B. Smokes are being deployed towards the window. And Chris J detects movement towards the underpass. Gets a bit more than he bargained for, though. Bullet straight to the head.
That's a sick Molotov, bro.
Where did he go?
It's above Tapson right now.
Wow.
Wow. Bewilderment. Kerrigan, bemused. He's got to back off 2 HP. Frozen's got less than that. Tizian's going to overwhelm them. They've got the B site. Rotation's in effect, but man, oh man, with Kerrigan so low, he does well to find 1. Rops to find 4. He's got 2. Is he aware that there's a second on the flank, though? I'm not sure. Get through that doorway, and he might not have to worry about it just yet. As he backs up, it becomes apparent, but it doesn't even matter. It's Lagia down. He's got 3 from 4, and he's looking for Gobby at range. He ended the first half with 19. Rops finds 23 to start the second.
Robin Cool, ladies and gentlemen. Whoa, that was powerful. That is what we've come to expect from this young man. If he keeps that up, oh, watch out for him the rest of the tournament. That was absolutely beautiful. You can't teach that. That's just raw skill there. Just so aware as well. He's just reading the game in code at this point. Lagia goes down. You think he knows he's got this last frag. Whoever it is that was waiting to go down, where shaking in their boots has got B. And a massive pistol victory for Mousesports, 14-2. Chris J looking for another frag top of middle. MP7 in hand.
1 on 4, and Kerrigan managed to get the other with 2 HP to help him out. That's pretty ridiculous. Tapson, though, he's pulling it back. He's got 2 already, and next he's going to take down Frozen. That push with the weapons has not yielded much at all. Big. They're an advantage. Well, okay, they aren't now. They were in this situation.
You couldn't even finish the sentence.
No, because Gobby died next as 1 HP, so what do you want me to say, man?
And I respect it. You tried.
I did try, and I didn't want to lie. I stopped before they made a liar out of me.
15-2. That is absolutely it. They're going to have to buy here. See what they can do, but this map is over. It's okay. Remember, for anyone who's maybe not following Counter-Strike as closely, it's the first day you're watching, getting closer to the weekend now.
Where have you been?
Yeah, where have you been, first of all? Let's start there. But Lagia is not a full-time member of this squad anymore. He was last year. He's now the coach. We're missing Xantares, you might know from Space Soldiers. He's their star player, couldn't make it. So their map picks, you're going to think they're going to have a better chance on, and this should be it.
What is this mid-push?
I don't know.
2 rounds in a row, they've given Tapson the 2 opening kills. And this time they've got some guns to back it up. A little bit of bite in that bark. Chris will back it away. Og in hand. Tizian still waits below the window. He's got the MP9 just in case anyone does want to push back and try and take the fight again. There surely will be a reaction somewhere from Mousesports. They need a little bit of information being down a man. Best way to do that? Well, what do you reckon? So far, it's just a very passive stance.
Touchdown.
On A site. That's the best way. Rops with a nade.
So 18 rounds played. I think he's got 25 frags now. This is 2. It looks like Kerrigan's good for another more. Make it all 3. 16-2. You can see what it means to these young men. That's going to be Frozen celebrating. He's 17 years of age, first big tournament, and starting to find his footing now. A really convincing first map there, Matt. Does not bode well for the Germans going into the second, but like we said, Inferno, hopefully a closer game that is not looking as promising as they did earlier in the tournament.
No, not at all, but that is the map in which they did beat Mousesports on, so we'll see if they can find similar success. We'll take a break, we'll join the desk, and hopefully Big joins the series when we return.